Thank you for acknowledging the fact that I keep forgetting to unmute myself. Yeah. For those of you catching up with the VoD, I've been spending a hefty amount of time playing a fan game called Pokemon Vanguard, mostly out of curiosity and because people wanted to see it, and I figured it was high time I finally come back to this. So... But am I still muted? Am I still muted? Fantabidozy. It doesn't look like I'm muted on my end. Or is it just, Let me... Okay, so fixed. Just, double checking. Can you all see me? Can you all hear me? So I have done a little bit of, don't want to say grinding, I'm also preparing for eventually coming back to this. I was hoping I'd be back to this sooner, but unfortunately Vanguard went on for a lot longer than I was anticipating, so mostly just been suffering through that. Anyways, we ended off last time, ended up how you keep the audio sync with 4K capture sometime. I'll try to keep that in mind. Yeah, last time we basically just stopped off at Mount Moon, we defeated Takashi, got the Grey Badge, went off and basically caught everything we needed to in Mount Moon, and assembled a couple of Pokemon, which I'm going to be needing later, because in the meantime, whilst I was playing Vanguard, I finally decided on what my team for this game is going to be. I don't think you're gonna like it. It does require us going a fair bit out of our way. In some instances, at the very least. Just... Even compared to Vanguard... I'm sorry, I feel as though for a lot of this stream I'm going to be comparing it to my experience with Vanguard. Because while that did have a speed-up function, which I feel I'm going to miss, this feels so much quicker. It feels so much smoother. It feels so much nicer. It's like the attacks actually look like they're supposed to, as opposed to just looking underwhelming or completely mismatched at times. My breath runs well in these caves. I didn't think you'd want to be associated with Zubat's Noivern, considering how prominent and irritating they tend to be. I also have this rare candy, which I'm probably going to save for when we actually start getting our team members, because spoiler warning, none of the Pokemon in my party so far are ones which are going to be part of my final 6. I mean, it's just like, sometimes blazing fast battle speed is never... Yeah. Because that's one thing that I definitely do appreciate about the older Pokemon games, is just... even though a lot of the effects are simplistic, there's still this sort of sense of theater of the mind about it, which you don't really get in the later games, and in something like Vanguard, with some of the stuff feeling underwhelming and mismatched, it kind of detracts from it. No Rival. Don't worry, I'm sure Rival will return at some point. Want to explore the cave too? I mean, I was just passing through, to be perfectly honest with you. Also, I'm now being heavily reminded at this point. Actually, no, I'm not. I forgot what I was going to say. Oh yeah, that's that one sort of funny meme video with regards to, I'm not... You know, I'm going to see if I can find it, actually, because I did find it quite funny. Just one of those things that really sort of brings back memories. Let me see if, let me just see if I can find it, because I remember it being quite funny. Okay, I think I found it. Just going to have to bring up the window real quick. Hope you don't mind. Just I just remember this being quite funny. So, up you get. Up you get. Also, just hearing this music again, bringing back a lot of happy memories, as opposed to just them being in copyright hell. So as I'm going to train this, just use the 6 Fluffin' Zubats. Yeah, that is kind of something which I do find kind of weird. That, anyways, this is what I wanted to showcase off. I thought this was quite funny. Ever gone mountain biking?
How much money would it take to make you spend a night?
It's like, it's so out of pocket at the same time, it just feels so correct.
Planning a trip soon? Can you remember the tallest man you've ever seen? You love to go wandering beneath the clear blue sky.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight? Anyways, that's enough of that. That's enough of that. Join my surfer, by the way. This is Larry strutting in Mecha holding his Star Raptor. Yeah, I can certainly imagine that traumatizing every single person who fought him like the first and second times. Like, what do you mean he now has a Mega Star Raptor? You know, everybody's favorite Mega Evolution, the one which just clicks close combat over and over again to become the bulkiest thing known to man. Because there is no such thing as power creep in Pokemon. Here we go, level 12. Finally getting double kicks, so it's like at long last, they're getting like useful moves, even though you have to switch up to Spearow now. Remember when close combat raised your defense? Yeah, I'm seeing you see it all the time in Champions now. Forgive me if I just am a little bit quiet about it for a brief moment. Just sort of breathing it all in, just sort of reverently, just like, I've missed this so much. I've missed actually coming back to these, and I'm going to be brutally honest with you. I think I already mentioned this in the Vanguard streams. I don't think I'm going to be I don't think I'm going to be streaming any fan games anytime soon. Unless it's like really short and easy to make fun of, like something like Sonic Omens. That I can make fun of. This, not so much. I mean, I could make fun of Vanguard, but again, it feels as though I've made every point which I want to make. Yeah, Emerald, I mean, ROM hacks is a different story. Like, if it's ROM hacks, then, that's something I'm more willing to try out. At least assuming Gamma Emerald is a ROM hack. Again, I haven't really heard of that, unfortunately. Well, see, I haven't explored too much of Mountain Moon. Let's see what's we got over here. I don't remember what this is. Okay, Thief. In case we decide to catch an Abra. I mean, I'm gonna have to catch an Abra at some point just for the Pokédex, but beyond that, guess we'll just have to find out. Guess I'll just... Alright, Noivern, let's see what you got. You're gonna lay it on me so thickly. I guess it's just gonna take you a bit. Anyways. I think I already mentioned that I'll pull a big job here. Which I'm guessing is just... do we actually get much of an insight into what exactly Team Rocket is doing here? Is it just fossils? Or is it just trying to catch all the Clefairy like they did in the anime? Because I think it could be either one. Again, it's been a long time since I played this, so I don't remember all the details. Also, it is quite funny actually playing this on my TV. It's like on Pikachu, I can see every single individual pixel. They're pretty honking big pixels. Yeah, Pikachu's like thumb there. I'm not sure you can see that. That's like 2 pixels. This is a sense of proportioning. I don't think I've sent Longleaf out into too many fights, so let's just send him out temporarily. Now, I'm sure you can do fine against Nekins. You got Leech Seed, you got Poison Powder, oh, you got Sleep Powder. Okay, that's good enough still. Monkey's paw curl, I thought I'd be like fire leaf green on my TV more than I did. Like, you could definitely tell this sort of thing was made for a smaller screen. And there's definitely an appeal to this. I mean, I'm sure a lot of people definitely appreciate stuff like Deltarune for its pixel art. Because again, in terms of pixel art, I still think this is pretty good, and I am still used to playing like Pokemon Emerald on my Game Boy Player, but I don't... It's one of those things, again, which I feel would also look better under CRTs. Actually, I want to try something real quick. I want to experimentate, so you're gonna have to bear with me for a sec. Also, I'm gonna admit I'm not exactly the biggest fan of this particular battle theme, at least compared to the original in Red and Blue. I know what it is, just everything about the soundtrack in this game just feels super uncanny to me, because I'm so used to seeing this battle system in, like, Ruby Sapphire with all its trumpets and whatnot, and just... hearing this sort of soundtrack, it just sort of... It always, even as a kid, constantly threw me off. Like, something about this just feels super uncanny to me. Anyways, filters. Let's see what we got here. See if we can find something more interesting like this. Probably not that. Let's see, VHS. No, you don't want to see that. CRT. Oh. Probably don't. Yeah, probably don't want any of that. Obviously, you gotta get rid of the radius. Get rid of all that. Powerless. There we go. That looks. I think that looks a little bit better. It's the octave change that I do quite like this one. Yeah, I think the octave change is sort of what throws me off about it, because I feel that my favorite version of this battle theme is the one from the anime. But I suppose that could sort of be said for... Okay, I think the exposure on that is a little bit too big, so I think I'm going to turn that off. Okay, that's a little bit better. But I don't think that actually changed... Yeah, I'm just going to get rid of that. Get rid of it. And I clicked the wrong thing, just forgot flashback. So sorry, everybody at home. Again, I thought I had something going when it turns out I didn't. Again, Elgato really just sort of, wanting to play silly with me. Okay, this thing is just begging for a Vine Whip at this point. I suppose this is also something that I miss from Vanguard, honestly, where, where all the Pokemon you face aren't just, like, fully optimized with, like, competitive movesets and whatnot, specifically to just end your existence. It's like, sure, the AI here is kind of dumb, but... Again, they're more sort of there for you to try and catch. Actually, let me just check. Was there a... No, I need to get up there still. Consider the... Oh boy, let's see what Noivern has bequeathed me with. Okay, that doesn't look like a ROM hack. Just gonna look at it on my second screen here as I navigate my way through Mount Moon finally, which I do find kind of funny. Mostly just with regards to how it's represented in the anime. It feels so radically different from what we get here. I mean, obviously there's no fossils, because they like had to dedicate entire separate episodes to fossils where Charizard fights Aerodactyl. I mean, that was pretty cool though, but again, it feels weird that there's just no fossils here, and it's just this massive moonstone with all the Clefairy just sort of worshipping around it. All right, let's have a look at this this Gamma Emerald thing. It looks like a Roblox thing. It probably isn't, but still. Okay, it's looking quite... Obviously seems to be a lot going into this one. I think I just clicked the second one where it's like, there's a lot of dev time. I think I'm just going to click the trailer, click the demo trailer. Again, it looks to just be a demo at the moment, so we'll just see. And you're going to have to look at that thumbnail. I'll probably have to share the thumbnail on screen real quick, but so far, what I'm seeing does look pretty fluffy. Actually, what am I thinking? I'm going to put it on stream. That would probably be easier for you to watch. Again, apologies that I'm just sort of constantly distracting myself away from Pokemon game real quick. Probably should mute the game temporarily while I set this up. There we go. There we go. So we can actually hear what the trailer has to say. Again, apologies for holding up the other streamers once again. Alright, let's have a look at this. If YouTube wants to cooperate with me and not constantly refresh the page in your own time, it's not like I have places to be in Pokemon to catch. Okay, let's give this a whirl. There we go. There we go. Probably should have done that beforehand. Okay, let's give this a watch. Like, already this... I do like how this looks. It really does... It reminds me quite a lot of Cassette Beast, which is already, like, a plus for me. I mean, obviously this is just Petalburg Woods. Looks less, scary, for lack of a better term, than I remembered being. Unless this is supposed to be Route 101. It probably is Route 101. I don't know, just the way the sprites sort of warp. Like, you see with this Pikachu here, it's, like it just sort of warps when it gets hit there. It does feel kind of uncanny to me, to be honest. I mean, again, it just feels like they put Unreal Engine lighting over everything. I mean, it doesn't look terrible. It's just very overt what they're doing here. Also, this looks... Okay, so it looks like it's doing something very different compared to actual Pokemon Emerald. Like, different plot points and whatnot. Like, obviously this doesn't look like anything in base Emerald, unless this is supposed to be like, Pikachu gets fluffing assaulted. Unless this is supposed to be like Jagged Pass or something. Also, vastly overleveled, which is, again, feels like a massive, it just feels like such a, massive departure from what I'm used to in Vanguard. Like, again, this sort of stuff looks unfamiliar to me. I'm led to assume it's something to do with Mount Chimney. Still development, I guess they just made an isolated pseudo story to play as. I see. Oh, look at that. Actual shinies and strength puzzles are back. Oh, look at that. Just all those beautiful. Like, just like at the start of Oras. It's beautiful, everybody. Yeah, again, a lot of this stuff I don't recollect. Like, this might be Magma Hideout. It might be Magma Hideout. And, that's... What the fluff is this Porygon? Oh, it's a very strange-looking Porygon, too. I mean, the dynamic camera in the battles is pretty cool. Really sort of reminds me a fair bit, again, of Cassette Beasts. True Pokemon's fan is a stick for tradition. I'm a huge fan of what this offers, and unfortunately, this is compared to Octopath I see. Still available, I guess. It made a nice... Okay. Quite interesting. Also, what is this toy boat? I'm guessing it's like Briney's, but still, I can't help but find that funny. Also, look at the team we got here. So we got Gardevoir, obviously, Swampert, Delcatty, for some reason, Milotic, even though you have Swampert, which, I mean, okay, I guess, Milotic's like bulky as fluff, but Delcatty, Cast Form, Mightyena I get, but It's like the only two... I shouldn't really judge. I shouldn't judge. You can use whatever team you want in these Pokemon games, unlike in Vanguard. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Anyways, enough of that. Let's just get rid of that. Put the sound back on so we can finally continue our Pokemon adventure, just like we're 8 years old again. Because yeah, I did first get this game back in 2004. I think this was like my third ever Pokemon game. I want to say it was my third. It was basically Sapphire, then Colosseum, then this. So I suppose at the very least this was kind of interesting to finally stumble across this game and end up seeing, oh look, it's all these Pokemon I've been seeing in all this, excuse me, in all this supplemental material I've been seeing, like all this like old stuff from the 90s. Like, so this is where these old guys came from, because again at that point I was more just sort of used to and of course this guy has an Onix as well. It's like Brock Plus except weaker. So yeah, Delta Emerald, it does look pretty honking good, but again, I don't think that's a game I'm going to be streaming. Again, ROM hacks, yes. Fan games, likely not. Hopefully, you're all okay with that. Man, I only have a single potion to my name. It really is just like I'm back in Vanguard, huh? Well, we got a Moonstone, which is going to be useful for later. How much later? Well, wait and see, I suppose. Okay, I already have a Paris. I already caught one off stream, so I really do gotta feel bad for Paris, to be honest, because it's like, you got this grass and bug type, so it's already a Pokemon which has a lot going against it, and then they made it like super slow. It's like the only thing it has really going for it is Spore, but at the same time it's so slow and easily gets like taken out by everything that it never gets a chance to really pull it off. It's like 4 times weak to both flying and fire. I mean, sure, fire isn't a big deal because you can basically go for this entire game without using a fire type because they're kind of superfluous like that, aside from Charizard, maybe. But flying type is like the most common type in the game. And you have to deal with that very... Do I have it? Okay, so I have a single Oran Berry to my name. I'm gonna give that to Spearow. Well, at the very least, we're nearly out of this place. Again, one thing I do definitely appreciate about some of the older Pokemon games is that the dungeons weren't... Dungeon/routes a lot more digestible, for lack of a better word. It's just not this sort of overly long gauntlets back to back to back. Observations against that haven't been again. I'd recommend playing Emerald first, in all honesty. It is definitely arguably one of the better games in this series, or at least, I mean, I'm saying that, but I do have a bit of a nostalgia bias for it. So take that as how you will. Yeah, I do find it quite interesting just how many, like, seemingly unique normal type moves that Gen 1 always had, like Hyper Fang. Again, I know that some normal type moves are like the most common ones back in Gen 1. There seems to be so many just different varieties of, you know, got Quick Attack, Hyper Fang, Egg Bomb. There's so many specific ones, even though for the most part you're better off just using stuff with same type attack. I feel that just same type attack bonus kind of just I don't want to say ruins. I don't know, it just feels sort of hampers the perception that Gen 1 has, where it's more so you have all these different tools that you can apply to your Pokemon, but again, just given most people's experience with the later games in the series, you just figured just throw away all these seemingly useless normal type moves in favor of the ones for which you get the same type attack bonus for. Like, why would I want to put Skull Bash on my Pikachu when I could just run Thunderbolt? That sort of thing. And it's probably a bit of a... Probably not the best argument to go for, because again, you're just gonna keep Thunderbolt on it anyways, but that's the sort of thing I'm getting at. It's like, what reason would you have to put, like, Egg Bomb on an Executor when you can just put stuff like Mega Drain and Psychic on it? Why would you put Skull Bash on Blastoise when you could just have Ice Beam? Honestly, I feel that's sort of a problem that comes up with normal type moves, honestly, where it's like, yeah, they have neutral damage against most types in the game, which honestly I feel is better suited for prior to Gen 2. As he joins the next, he has Egg Bomb. Yeah, I get that, but I feel as though Egg Bomb would have been more easily usable if it was a grass type move. I mean, yeah, again, Chansey also gets Egg Bomb. I think that was sort of their thought process behind it, that, oh, look at this, Chansey gets Egg Bomb, so let's just make it a stab move for Chansey, even though Chansey has, like, the lowest attack stat in the game. But for the Skulls to get Skull Bash. Dragon X Control Bash for that reason too, because you know the skeleton. I mean, I imagine that Skull Bash... I was gonna say Skull Bash might be good on something like Mega Salamence, but then again, why would you use Skull Bash in that instance when you could just use Double Edge and get the more immediate damage off, as opposed to just leaving yourself a sitting duck for like a single turn? I mean, Power Herb maybe, but you can't have a Power Herb with a Mega Evolution. It's just a mess. Also, I am struggling here. So I think maybe I should have picked up some more. Okay, so I can just get some like free healing off of Zubat here. Thank you for the energy. Suppose that's another interesting comparison to Vanguard. I feel as though a lot of the observations I'm making right now I've already made whilst playing Vanguard, and I feel as though many people have already pointed it out as well. Most of the trainers here aren't just like Elite 4 tier enemies where you're constantly just fighting this massive gauntlet in this uphill battle along the way. Also, I have run out of Vine Whip. We are in a very, very bad way. I mean, again, it's a fair bit more manageable compared to Vanguard, considering I'm not getting one-shot constantly. That's another problem I've noticed. Maybe it's just the fact that I didn't really stock too much defense in my Mons, but it always just seems as though I'm getting I was getting one-shot by everything in the game. I mean, yes, everything was basically on par with me because of the arbitrary level cap, but at the same time, it just made it so I wasn't necessarily having all that much fun with it, ultimately, which is why I've decided to come back to this. You know, I think we've had enough about talking about Vanguard for the time being. How about we talk about some memories of this series? This whole thing was released as like the 30th anniversary of Pokemon, right? Which, speaking of which, I still have no idea why this was never released for mobile, because I know there's a demand for it. Like, even in Japan, there's a demand for the ability to play Pokemon games on mobile. Oh, 35th. No, it's Sonic. This is Sonic's 35th anniversary. Pokemon was like 5 years after that. Alright, I guess it's... they need to. I'm clearly willing to buy Robs for $20 a pop. Yeah, exactly, just... There is the demand for it, yet for some reason they just won't do it. Because 5 years after, wouldn't it be? No. Noivern, I think you're getting mixed up. Or you just started to gaslight me again. Either option seems credible at this point. Yeah, to think that my only real damaging option at this point is Leech Seed. With the bad is gaslighting. Yeah, gaslighting. I had a feeling that was that, so I guess I can just sort of stand here and heal off of your suffering. So I guess there is a point to keeping normal type moves in this game after all. So you can actually still have... Oh. Of course it crits. It's like, so you can have like a backup move after you've used up all your Vine Whips. As opposed to what I'm doing here. Yeah, I'm only doing this because I don't have access to potions. I think if this was a Slowpoke, I might be on my way to getting... Oh, and of course you have Tail Whip. Way to undo all my hard work. Okay, that's a little bit better. That's more like what I want to see. I definitely want to see basically just like doing a whopping 1 damage. That's what this is all about. Okay, we've reached the rock bottom now. All we have to do is wait until I get all my health back. I probably could have put this thing to sleep as well now to think about it, but oh well. At this point, I'm just getting back. This is... I'm not making a profit off of the healing I'm getting from this guy, aren't I? Oh, well, I'll just go to sleep then. So I think maybe Poison Powder would have been helpful here as well, just a means of being able to do even more damage over time. Zubat, can Pikachu outrun Zubat? Only one way to find out, I feel. Go get him, Tiger. Okay, good. I was sort of worried there for a second. Yay, crit. This game can like me sometimes. Unlike Vanguard. Okay, I'll stop. We've had enough of Vanguard. I've had enough of Vanguard. We've all had enough of Vanguard. I just wonder there was an item over there. It would also be nice if I could find a way of getting rid of this paralysis. Aha! I remember there being a moonstone there.
Hey, stop! I found these saucers by about 9.
Weren't you supposed to be in the test chamber half an hour ago? Oh, well, there's Grimer. Good old Grimer. Tail Whip. Hopefully I can get through this without being paralyzed too many times. Do I get an... Oh, and of course it knows Harden. Isn't it beautiful, everyone? You know what? You're just getting a Leech Seed. I don't have time for this. Behold my damage over time build. You were not prepared. It's like, yeah, these fights can actually feel kind of tough, even though I'm at the level advantage, which is weird. It's like, resource management in this game is a thing. That you still have to keep an eye out, otherwise you just screwed over. Here it's like I actually still have a chance, unlike in Vanguard when I keep doing it! as you can tell, Vanguard was not a pleasant experience for me. It's why I keep bringing it up. I'm sure by the time I come back to this next stream, we'll finally be over it, and hopefully I'll have some more riveting commentary going off of the actual game we're playing. Voltor. Well, I'm fairly... Again, most of these I can just probably just hit with a leech seed and hope for the best. Oh wait, this thing has Sonic Boom, doesn't it? No! Can you please hold still and let me shoot you? Thank you. Much appreciated. Again, the fact that you're so understanding of my plight here means the world to me. Again, this show wouldn't... These streams wouldn't be what they are without you lot. And your funny cracking of the jokes. Oh, big trouble now. And I was thinking, you know, it would be funny if I got poison powder on Bulbasaur as well. Well, now you get to see the true effects of it. Behold the true damage over time. Good luck surviving off of that. You said Mount Moon is always a bit of a trek. You already basically did. Yeah, I suppose that's the nice thing about going back to these old games, is that you actually know where... And of course I get paralyzed. You're more experienced with them. You know when stuff is almost over, so you can sort of prepare accordingly. Should have known off. Should have used off. It's gonna be funny to use Poison Rapdot. I mean, I'm fairly certain you can use that with the assortment of other Pokemon, right? Also, just throw in Toxic for good measure. I think I already made this commentary thing before, but I remember one time when I was doing Emerald's Battle Frontier, I had on my team a Porygon 2 facing down against a Blissey. And of course, the Blissey, being the last Pokemon on the team, was basically almost impregnable for my Porygon 2's attack, so I just threw a Toxic at it. And then I just spent the entirety of the rest of the match desperately trying to heal itself with Soft Boil as the poison just kept eating away at it. I know, for some reason that always just stuck out in my mind, just that Blissey just panicking, trying to keep itself alive, trying to hold off the inevitable. It's kind of twisted in a way. That sounds evil. Yeah, it was pretty evil. Not gonna lie, but... And in that situation, Porygon 2 was like my last Pokemon, and it was basically just like Ice Beam, Thunderbolt, Recover, and Toxic. So this was not like Thunderbolt and Toxic were gonna... Thunderbolt and Ice Beam were gonna help me get past a Chansey, right? I mean, a Blissey. Okay, it's finally over. Unless it was some guy throwing mouse hole at you as the PS7, you're not able to do anything about it. Yeah, that sounds kind of traumatizing, though, I'm sure. Okay, so now we come to the choice. So do we go the way of the Helix or the way of the Dome? Admittedly, as a kid, I always ended up going for Kabutops. Mostly just because of Pokemon Heroes. When that also had prominently an Aerodactyl and a Kabutops. Just Kabutops is one of his older Pokemon, which I always thought looked so cool with just its scythe hand. And now we got all these various other Pokemon nowadays, like Kleavor, which basically do the same thing, except to have basically power crept Kabutops out of existence. Never I assure you. I don't know, I think for a more sort of casual playthrough, I feel that, I mean, obviously we're not going to be using either of these, but Omastar is, from my experience, is probably the better choice because you just slap Surf and Ice Beam on it and you're good. But then again, you could just do that with most water-type Pokemon, which is more than can be said for Kabutops, where it more sort of goes more towards some Slash and Rock Slide. I guess we'll just go for the Helix Fossil. It's fine.
I decided...
Kabutops just wondered how I'd like Armanite and realized I completed my other picks and sucked it. Yeah, that's fair. Again, in my case, it doesn't really matter because we're not going to be using Omastar, but you know, it's still a pretty cool Pokemon. It's just a shame that you get it at like level 5. Also, yeah, here we go with more with more normal type moves, which were TMs back in Gen 1. I don't think we need either of those. Because that's sort of something I've wanted to sort of try doing as a bit of a challenge, where, like, not allowed any tutor moves, only able to use TMs which you've found without being able to buy any more or get any from the game corner. Just going with all the stuff that you just find in the world. You know, just make this a little bit more sort of resource intensive. I feel that could be a fair bit more interesting. Anyways, here we are, good old Cerulean City. We finally made it. It's felt like it's been forever. I'm guessing Gary's just been hanging around here like, what's that what's that twerp been up to? It's been like 6 months. Well, 2 months, but you know, you get what I mean. It's like, how long have I been away? We've had like, yeah, gee, I feel it really has been like, I almost want to say 3 months. Wow. It's been a long time, hasn't it? Like, 4 months? Jeez. Yeah, just, nice that we have this guy just here explaining about the badges. I think, though, first thing we want to do... Let's just get Gary out of the way real quick.
Yo, Stent, you're still struggling along back here? I'm doing great. I caught a bunch of strong and smart Pokemon. Here, let's see what you caught.
This Blastoise just set up Rain Dance and I had Rainfall use Thunder. I was so over. Better than me with Sephiroth waiting at the Northern Crater. Unfortunately for you, Noivern, I'm not going to be using any sort of Blastoise. Oh. That presents a problem. Wait, what? Are we speed-tied? Okay, he's just doing sand. It gets everywhere. Yeah, that quick attack kind of stings. Whatever, get out of here, Pidgeotto. Said Blastoise the same way you said Blot. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said that's why I call it the Blost. It's like I did that all throughout my Legend ZA streams. You remember? I just called him the Blost, or Master Chief, but that's another thing entirely. Anyways, double kick. I'm not sure if double kick is going to be able to proc the poison point, but I'll try anyways. Okay, that's basically half his health. Unfortunately, pretty much what you see is that really is unfortunate, because I feel those are like some of my funniest ones. Mostly just due to the alcohol, which, unfortunately, not sure how much I want to go too deep into this, but, I don't think I'm going to be going back to, drinking streams anytime soon. If I do, it's just going to be more so a, rare occurrence, like maybe just a one-off, because, unfortunately, just received news in the week. Didn't really want to bring it up at any point, but because it is pretty personal, but it just relates to one of oh, of course we got Charmander. Honestly, I don't think I should really go into it. Just it's a pretty sad state of affairs. Let's just say, someone with close ties to our family for the longest time has had a bit of an alcohol problem. to the point where they've basically given up on him, citing that there's no use helping them if they don't want to help themselves, and lo and behold, it's gotten worse. Monthly battle mode set your Furry trainer. Yeah, it really is unfortunate, to the point where I feel like I don't tend to drink that often, but it's one of those things where I feel as though I really shouldn't. I mean, I'm fine with just like water and the occasional coffee. Let's say occasional. I feel as though at this point I'm drinking like 3 cups a day, which again probably isn't the best. Oh shoot! I think. Yeah, I think we're set to lose here. See, this is another interesting thing. It's like, while these fights are... Oh, so I can actually... And of course I get burned! This game hates me. Oh, okay, never mind. I was stronger than you after all, Gary. Get fluffed. Fluffhead.
Hey, take it easy. You won already. Hey, guess what? I went to Bill's and got him to show me his rare Pokemon. That had a lot of pages in my Pokédex. After all, Bill's world famous as a Pokemaniac. He invented the Pokemon storage system from PC too. If he's using his system, you should go thank him. Well, if I get rolling, smell you later. Oh yeah, right. Bill's sorry for you. No, really. You're always plotting behind me.
Poor Shunny that you tried too hard to mix his Raticate. I still am led to believe he just puts his Raticate in the PC.
Here, I'll give you a little present as a favor.
I remember this being pretty interesting, actually. It just gives you a lot more incentive to venture out and interact with the world, though I think it mostly just applies to post-game.
A charity gossip like you. That thing's perfect. I don't need it because I don't give a hoot about others. Alright, this time really am gone. Smell ya.
Yeah, I suppose that really is sort of in keeping with Gary, where he's just like, I'm just here to win, I don't care about anybody else. You know, I don't care, I don't believe in the power of friendship. I don't know what it is, but for some reason I never really noticed the fact that the text boxes here actually have, like, shadows under the text. Which I suppose does make it easier on the eyes. It's just something I found... Something I can't really say I've noticed before. Anyways, let's do Nougat Bridge. I'm gonna send Spearow out front. You know, just sort of switch between Spearow and Nidoran because they're the ones that need experience, especially because reasons. Gonna call this the Nougat Bridge. Beat us 5 trainers win a famous prize. We got what it takes. I figured that out when recreating it for images. Yeah, without the shadow, it looks pretty weird. Yeah. I suppose it's just one of those things where it's just like extra polish, you know? Did you catch God? No, God's not in this game. Unless you're referring to like Funbro, in which case I don't think Funbro is in Gen 3 either. Because I don't think Slackoff has been invented yet. Honestly, it's especially nice in the battles here, because it sort of gives the text this nice little 3D effect. Again, looks like something I would have made in Microsoft PowerPoint back in the day as a kid. Ooh. Y'all remember PowerPoint? Back when Microsoft wasn't like the scum of the earth. Okay, fear up. 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 Everything alright? Is the stream dead? I think it just tapped on, Okay, I think we're good. I think we're good still. Just got worried there for a sec, because, he cut out for a sec. Okay, let's keep going. Again, I really do gotta feel bad for all these bug types, because, like... They all just keep getting bullied. It is one of those things where I almost feel as though in terms of attacking types, Flying type really is one of the better ones in the game. It just covers a lot of common types. You know, you got Bug, it covers Grass, it covers Fighting, and does pretty neutral damage against everything else. It's basically just, it almost just sort of feels like better normal in some cases. In terms of the fact that it has similar coverage as well, and it can actually hit ghost types. So there's that as well. You know what, here's a question. Best type to have each gen? Who? That's a good question, because honestly, in most instances, I'm probably most likely just to say water. Mostly just because of how versatile water types can be. Because obviously you get Surf, and they get ice coverage. You can also add in some extra coverage there if you want, depending on the type. And in most cases, you're good. Gen 1, obviously, it's Psychic type. Though, I feel that's kind of debatable. I mean, because a fair few of the normal types in Gen 1 are also pretty damn good. Because obviously, it's like, Psychic types are more sort of there to keep down the fighting types, which that allows the powerful normal types to basically run rampant. Those being, of course, Chansey, Tauros, and Snorlax. Like, the Psychic types are a big part of Gen 1, obviously, but I don't think they're, like, necessarily the best ones, aside from Mewtwo, obviously. Like, not counting Mewtwo. Like, the strongest Pokemon in Gen 1 are, like, Tauros and Snorlax. So let's just sort of give an interesting question as to what the best type in Gen 2 would be, because I feel in most cases, the best Pokemon, again, would be Water type, because, again, the stuff like Lance, all you really need is a Water type with Ice Beam. So just, like, go into the Elite Four with your starting for Alligator, teach it Ice Punch, and then you're basically good for the entire fight. Or even better, just get, like, a Kadabra, because you don't even need Alakazam, just get a Kadabra, give it all the elemental punches, and you can basically just waltz through the entire game. So yeah, Dog types might give you trouble, but you have like 5 other Pokemon to make up for that. What about Gen 3? Swampert. Swampert. Because again, you really do need a Water type just to actually progress through the game. And then you also get ground coverage. It feels as though in terms of Gen 3, there isn't really any particular elements in the game that can really counter Swampert. Kadabra with Swords Dance. This was back before the physical special split. So back in the day, back in like Gens 1, 2, and 3, the elemental punches were special type moves. Which is why you'd also see Pokemon like God of War running Ice Punch. In competitive at the very least. Obviously, nowadays that never happens. Or does it? Here's number 3, it won't be easy. Yeah, I'm sort of trying to think of, what would the best Pokemon type in Gen 3 be? Because obviously, I should probably just swap up Nidoran out of this. Because I don't think Swampert is really indicative of, like, an entire type, you know? I mean, obviously, Swampert is really good. But, I don't think if you were to, just replace it with another water type, it would necessarily get as much mileage. Like, for instance, like, Ludicolo is pretty good. Not as good as Swampert. Then again, Ludicolo has a better matchup into other water types, so... Trying to think of what other good water types you'd have access to in Gen 3, because... I don't think you get, like, Starmie until, like, real late. Like, I guess there's Warlord, but I don't think many people... Pelipper. But Pelipper doesn't get Drizzle, and... Like, yeah, Pelipper is decent, but basically just gets absolutely mulched by Electric-type moves. I keep saying mulched. I mean, yeah, Pelipper's definitely useful, coming with, flying utility as well. It's sort of an issue where, especially in, like, the earlier gens, where you get, like, counterintuitive, like, typings, where flying is a type that does physical damage, and water is a type that does special damage. So it's like you can only really run one type of attack if you wanted to sort of really specialize into special attacking or physical attacking. Cease. Never. Never. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna proceed. I probably shouldn't say that. Alright, need to run back for more. Also, I do quite like how just the little glint, the lights instead of Ekans' eye there really is just a single pixel. His pupil is like 2 pixels stacked on top of one another. Like, I can imagine these being quite easy to replicate in Minecraft. Assuming you can get, like, the correct shadings of, like, walls and whatnot. Also trying to think what would be the best type in Gen 4. Because, I imagine that one you have to, like, have just an entire assortment of different, Pokemon types you need to, consider. Also, I think, Nidoran is getting close to evolving, I think. So, let's keep that in mind. And I suppose, especially in the later games, there is this sort of impetus for you to have an actual sort of balanced team. Water, again with the water. I'm just thinking though, because yeah, water's pretty good, but at the same time you have like Gardenia to worry about, and I suppose your only real option for that, if you start off with something like Piplup, would be just throwing in something like a Starly. I mean, obviously it doesn't help that most of the various Pokemon games have Rock type as the first gem, just to casually just screw over Fire types from the off. Oh, Redley. I suppose that's one thing I do kind of appreciate about Gen 5, the fact that it basically starts off with a gym which is always advantageous against yours technically, because it's like obviously you just start off with a single Lillipup and then a Pokemon whose type is strong against yours, just constantly. I do quite like that. I kind of wish that they did that more often, just had unique encounters depending on your starter. You know, I'm not afraid of you, Nidoran. I'm gonna keep going, as long as I can. Probably should swap out now. Also, quite interesting that this thing has hit level 16 but hasn't evolved yet. At least, from what I recall, Nidoran evolves at 14. And of course, you had to hit me with a growl, didn't you? Aren't you just a bundle of sunshine with your 2 pixels of an eye there? Weird seeing at this point where I'm at Victory Road. Well, yeah, because it's like you've had a lot more time in this game, and I'm just still basically getting started. It's a matter of perspective, man. I also do find it quite funny that, like, Nidoran's little bunny nostrils there. Just 2 individual pixels. I'm hoping by next stream I'm gonna have more sort of riveting commentary, but haha, funny. Haha, look at how big the pixels are. I ain't gonna let this stop me. I'm just gonna keep on trucking. Keep on trucking until I get to the end of this bridge. Number 5, you say? Let's see how you do. With those, very sort of, shorts. You'd sort of tell this is a different era. Also, jeez, Mankey just completely annihilated Spiro. That's not nice. Gonna stream your first time playing Wind and Waves? I mean, assuming that I do end up getting a Switch 2, then probably. Honestly, if I do end up getting a Switch 2, then just streaming Wind and Waves seems like a formality at that point. I suppose this is another interesting thing about playing like early these sort of early game Pokemon games, where it really feels though, especially with regards to this game, Poison really feels like it's a very sort of more prominent early game ailment, and then sort of by the time you get to Koga, it's really not as prominent. I mean, it's still there, but it's more just sort of a nuisance compared to more dangerous status ailments like paralysis and sleep. So I'm thinking, given the time, what I would like to try and do for this stream, the goal, beat Misty. I mean, we could technically do it with our team. Well, let's say that we are kind of underleveled. I think first and foremost, we do need to definitely go see Bill, so let's go and do that. Congratulations, you've got 5 contest trainers. Just earned a fabulous prize. Received a Kintama. By the way, how would you like to join Team Rocket? We're a group of professional criminals specializing in Pokemon. You sure? Come on, join us. I'll tell you to join. Okay, you need convincing. I'll make you an offer you can't refuse. One time I streamed and I was looking at this game, I squirrel dying on the way to the Pokemon Center like 2 steps. Man, that's just the worst. I mean, I can only imagine that Nuzlocke holds a little bit less weight in later games because it's a lot easier to just... You can do the Nugget glitch here. Please tell me about the Nugget glitch in excruciating detail, Noivern, whilst I wrap up this fight. Lucio Enchanted. Oh. Okay, that's kind of a neat detail, but we got places to be. There's a fairly interesting detail there, though. That's kind of neat. Just sort of fun little exploit. But then again, I don't think anybody has ever actually lost to this this particular trainer, so... Well, now that I think about it, I kind of feel that the way this game handles experience is a lot more, well, it's generally just a lot better than Vanguard, where it's like, you don't have a hard level cap, but the experience is overall less, so you still end up, in most cases, underleveled compared to the next boss's ace. And in that case, you sort of have to play it a little bit more strategically, as opposed to just banging your head against a wall. Don't see him not when you beat him, you keep talking and keep doing... Yeah, that is a pretty funny exploit. Alright, Nidoran, you're next. Let's see what you got. Like, surely you could defeat a mere Zubat. Back in the days when Leech Life was basically a non-entity in terms of attack. XP feels pretty natural and bosses generally pretty challenging if playing normal. Yeah. That's a good way of putting it. It's just... There's a lot more of a balance here with regards to, leveling. I mean, granted, I'm probably going to find a way to crack that open, but that sort of leads into its own little can of worms, doesn't it? In terms of what team I'm going for. I'm fairly certain that already gives you a good idea as to what I'm going for. Also, can you please not flinch me? I'm trying to get a move on here.
You feel like you become a top lead in Team Rock. Come on, think of the opportunity while it's just gonna waste.
I should report you into the police. I do gotta wonder, has anybody actually used Attract? Like, any human player used Attract? Like, outside of, like, the only real instance I could really see someone using Attract is something like, the Venus combo, where it's just Attract, Paralysis, and Confusion, just, going through all the sort of RNG, hijinxery, just to ensure that you don't get to move this turn. So after the quickie founders make superior. Okay, Noivern, time to put you back in the home. Time for that Sparkly Foot. Yeah, it is. It is. You know, that's sort of... Don't want to go back. I suppose that's sort of thing I've been thinking about for a while, honestly, with regards to, my time with Vanguard. Again, the Vanguard talking will stop once morale improves. I lost track of what I was gonna say. I suppose I'm just playing proper Pokemon games. Oh, there's Abra. I was wondering when you'd show up. Do I have any Pokeballs? Fluff it with ball. I probably should get, like, some great balls for when I, inevitably have to catch an Abra. I'll probably just catch Abra off stream. It's, like, something I'm gonna need, but, not something I should probably focus on in the immediate moment, especially compared to, what I have to do next. Just dodging most of the trainers are like bullets. Help you trade evolve it, but I'm fairly certain that these games don't have Wi-Fi trading on them, do they? Unless you can just trade them to Pokemon Home, trade them back, and then bring them back from Pokemon Home. But I'm not sure if that works. It works that way. I'm led to assume at the very least that transfer to Pokemon Home from Fire Red Leaf Green is one way. Leave your window unlocked. I can't be doing that, Noivern. You get arrested. Well, so I do find it quite funny just how Angie, the purple Nidoran, is here. It's so determined compared to the sibling. Wait, actually. I suppose it's something almost sort of like how I've been feeling with the Sonic series, where, whilst obviously I feel I've grown sort of more, I don't want to say protective, just more sort of attached to the series compared to Sonic, mostly just because it's been more consistently good for longer than Sonic has. Legally required to unlock your doors and windows? Well, no, but they're closed. And there's no, like, way to get into them from the outside. At least I'd hope so. Ooh, nice crit. I feel... Yeah, honestly, I just feel more sort of inclined to just, enjoy these games in a more sort of casual sense, as opposed to just, complaining all the time. I mean, sure, I'll be more open to critique when applicable, but generally speaking, I am more in the wanting to have a good time rather than just looking for stuff to moan about, if that makes sense. So it's like, we're here to have a good time, so let's have a good time. That sort of thing, you know? Hopefully that makes sense. In my very sort of disjointed and stuttering and tangent-filled way. I suppose it's kind of satisfying when we come across trains like this, which all just have a single type for me to just sweep through. That's the opposite version of the game when also have another switch and trade with myself. I'm probably not going to do that. Honestly, I'm probably going to be fine not trading at all. I'm just gonna go with trying to catch all the Pokemon I can on a single cartridge, essentially, and just be happy with that. It's like, catch them all, well, just catch all the ones I can. I mean, to be fair, it's still a lot. I imagine that trying to level up something like Dragonite's gonna be a nightmare, especially in post-game. Childhood team completing the decks would have been nice so I could battle people. Yeah, it is kind of strange that this game doesn't have any sort of, like, Wi-Fi battle feature, considering they're, more than willing to edit the ROM for this in order to give you stuff like, the Aurora ticket, which I am a fan of. It's just kind of strange they didn't sort of go further. Honestly, going back to the whole mobile thing, which is like hours ago at this point, I feel they could have very easily, like, edited the ROM so you can have, like, a free trial version where you basically get access to the full game up to, essentially, after you beat Brock. And it's like, you get to the edge of Pewter City, it's like, oh, you wanted to play the full game, you wanted to continue your journey, you have to complete the full game first. And it's sort of like with the 3DS demos for Oras and Sun and Moon now that I think about it. It's like, they've done this before, they can do it again. Oh, damn. Oh, there's the poison. I was wondering when that would proc. If everyone's putting them home like Deoxys. Yeah, it is nice that you can still get Deoxys now on Switch. As opposed to having to transfer it all the way up from Oras. Which I think less and less people are going to be inclined to do over time. Because Nintendo doesn't believe in game preservation when it comes to their DS and 3DS games. It's like, probably just treating them like a big mistake. Where the Onix's Dragon Breath. Yeah, that is kind of weird, honestly. The fact that Dragonite doesn't get Dragon Breath. I mean, yeah, it gets like Dragon Claw and Twister. Well, Twister's kind of sucks, but you know what I mean? It gets stuff like Dragon Claw, but at the same time, it's just Steelix also gets Dragon Breath too. Yeah, I mean, makes sense given Onyx Devil. It's just so strange. The fact that Onyx can nope, you're not evolving yet. You're not evolving yet. That goes against my plans. There's a method to my madness, you see. I think Nidoran can just go in the back for the time being. Gotta fight you as well. A cool guy. I got a girlfriend. Well, lucky you. You and your non-existent shorts. Until lose Onyx is a rock stone because only Onyx is sealed with the Dragon Breath. You call it unique. Yeah, I suppose it is kind of interesting when you think about it. Because I feel that one of the few only other instances of properly seen Dragon Breath in Gen 3 at the very least is Trico as an egg move. And even then, you're probably better off just teaching it Thunder Punch. Or Dragon Claw. Mostly Thunder Punch, though. And it's kind of wild just how certain types just don't really get that much coverage, don't they? To the point where most Pokemon just had to rely on certain hidden power types just to fill in the blanks. Like, obviously, with most grass types, just throw on hidden power fire. On electric types, you throw on hidden power ice, etc. It's gonna be curious going into Gen 10. Are they gonna bring back hidden power at all? Probably not. Oh, Altaria and Salaman's got Dragon Breath as well. That's right. I remember. You're welcome for calling that, by the way. Oh, Latix. I didn't see that at first. That fluffing sucks. I hate that. Yeah, secret power. I don't think anybody actually uses secret power now that I think about it. I feel the only instance of people actually using secret power is Umbreon and Colosseum, mostly just because that's a starting move. Yeah, we are once again looking in a pretty bad way. Anyways, last trainer for now. Dirt, 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 dirt. And if only I still had my Spearow. This would be a lot easier on me. What sucks as well is I can't Leech Seek it. I'm just going to be, just Ivysaur banging his head against the wall. Assuming that, it actually attacks. Because I know Grass types are more sort of, status-oriented Pokemon, which... It is kind of weird they just sort of veered away from that after this game. Well, after Gen 1 at the very least. It's like, Grass type in general sucks, but it sort of makes up for it in the fact that it has all the status ailments that it could possibly need. It basically gives free access to sleep, poison, and paralysis when it needs to. If I'm allowed to make for my presidential run, I shall make my mission to get rid of all Latios. Why would you want to get rid of Latios and Latios, though? They're great. It's like... We'll finally get Poison Sting. It is kind of weird, I know, but for the longest time... And even still now to this day, I feel as though Latios, weirdly enough, is my favorite legendary. Mostly just because of a lot of memories with regards to Pokemon Sapphire, as it was technically the first legendary ever caught. I think well, it was either Latios or Rayquaza. Probably Latios. I have a lot of fond memories just trying and chasing Latios all across the Hoenn region, which you'd think would probably get me to hate it, but weirdly not. Guess mostly just because of Pokemon Heroes. Really sort of making me appreciate both Latios and Latios even more. Even though, their cries could be a little bit annoying after a while. Again, it's one of those things where I would still prefer. I think Vel brought this point up at some point a while ago. About preferring Pokemon having more animalistic cries to them as opposed to, just saying their name over and over again. I just love Latios Sonic. Of course he does. Yeah, I feel this is just going to be me trying and failing to, bang my head against the wall with this one, because, yeah, we are really in a bad spot. Like, I don't have any elixir. This... I can't believe it. Can I... Wait, can I actually Leech Seed Oddish? Because it would normally just say it doesn't affect it, but... Wait. Okay, but... Okay. Just had to get my hopes up, didn't you, game? What sucks about this even more is that... Longleats is hardly taking any damage, so... It's like I'm just sort of stuck here, waiting for it to... It's one of those... I really shouldn't have got rid of Tackle. I really shouldn't have got rid of Tackle. This sucks. 40 p... Oh, no. I'm just sort of stuck here, waiting for it to just kill me. It's like... Like, it wouldn't be so bad at this point if it did one-shot me, because at the very least I could just hurry back to the Pokemon Center. You know, just get more, revives, get everything I need up, get Spear out here, one-shot it, be done with it. Oh, we're going to be stuck here for years. Alright, It's like, at this point, it's probably just gonna kill me before I run out of... You know, let's just do it. Let's just growl it to death. Let's see who breaks first, me or you. It's a struggle war now. And I'm gonna win. I don't remember how much PP Sweet Scent has. This is why you have more than one attacking move, ladies and gentlemen. Because so that when you run out of your main move, you can just move to like a sidearm, as opposed to just being stuck like me. It's times like this where I kind of wish that the Switch controller had like a turbo function. You know, just so I can just sort of hold it down and just let the turns go by. This is so stupid. It's like, come on, do it now! Come on, kill me, I'm here! Anyways, I suppose since we're here, waiting for this long and painful awkward battle to end, what would you say are some of your most fond Pokemon memories, going back to the sort of anniversary theme of this originally thing? How was your weekend? I feel it just sort of came and went. Thankfully, at the very least, the heat wave seems to be mostly over, so hopefully tonight I can actually get some decent sleep. I feel at this point I could definitely use it. Also kind of weird that Ivysaur never gets absorbed. See, I think I pointed out a fairly strong memory, which was just in the whole Latias thing. Trying to remember some more of them. Because when it comes to roaming legendaries in this game, obviously my main sort of first playthrough, well, successful playthrough, was with Bulbasaur, so I ended up having to contend with Entei as a roaming legendary, and I ended up running into the situation where it roared and basically despawned. I had to pick one. It was way back in the beginning of the Pokemon during the GS era and running a really old 3D animation discovering creepypasta culture. This game has a reset? Yeah, but I haven't saved. Do you really want me to go back to the start of Mount Moon, Noivern? Do we really want to go for this whole song and dance again? Because I sure don't. Got my slippery controller again, press the grab reset, hope it didn't... Yeah, exactly, which is why I'm stuck here, because I didn't save either. I think it's run out of absorbs. He's just stuck here just using Sweet Scent. All the way back to Giovanni, I was at Victor... Yeah. My condolences, Noivern, but you sort of get my point, right? We're both just in a stalemate. Also, I kind of forgot how much PP Sweet Scent has. I think it's less than Growl. I think. Emphasis on think. It just keeps going. Come on, start struggling already. Make this easier on both of us. Also, I also find it funny that here, Oddish's eyes are also a single pixel. Almost kind of, unnerving in a way. Oh, there we go. Finally, it's struggling. Yes! You're empty, so are you. I think I'm still, going to lose, though, unfortunately. Or at the very least, finally, I can, put this to rest. Actually, now that I think about it, I'm wondering if I could potentially finish this off with Pikachu. You know, assuming that's, finally we can... Yes, finally. Finally this stupid battle can end. And I can go, heal up, do this all over again, but with Spearow, and actually win. Got a bad Parasect stat, so yeah, Parasect is horrendous. Like, it's like you can totally understand why some ROM hacks and Baron games and whatnot give it Ghost typing instead of Grass, just to give it something to work with. Alright, finally done with that. I think I can just, damn it, I missed my Vine Whip. Of course I missed my Vine Whip. This game sucks. No, this game doesn't. It's better than Vanguard. Focus game. We're here for... Oh, and of course I get a crit. And it doesn't even do that much recoil. Oh. I think I made this worse for myself. Actually, maybe I can salvage this. Assume that Oddish doesn't wake up turn 2. Okay. Assuming that it doesn't wake up for a couple of turns. Okay, I think we can do this. Why didn't you use Leech Seed? Because it's immune to Leech Seed. It's an Oddish. Okay, level 21. And the battle is over! No, you're not evolving, Nidoran. Did you try Leech Seed? Yes, I did. I ran out of all my Leech Seed PP on it. It's a Grass type Noivern. Leech Seed doesn't work on Grass types. Anyways, here we are. With, Bill. Hi, I'm a Pokemon. No, I'm not. Call me Bill. I'm a true blue Pokemaniac. Hey, what's that skeptical look? I'm not joshing you, lady. I screwed up an experiment, got combined with a Pokemon. So how about it? Help me out here. Sounds like this is a you problem. No, don't be so cold. Come on, you gotta help a guy in deep trouble. What do you say, beautiful, please? Okay? Alright. Wait till I get inside the teleporter. When I do, go to my PC and run the cell separation system. I can't help but imagine Bill essentially recreating the Fly, but with a Clefairy. So what happened to the Poke? That's a very good question, because obviously it separates the cells, so what happened to the Clefairy? I mean, obviously you're not supposed to think about it too hard, because it's just like, whoa, it's so cool, Bill turned himself into a Pokemon! He's Pokemon Bill, it's the funniest stuff I've ever seen! Yeehaw, thanks lady, I owe you one. So, did you come to see my Pokemon collection? You didn't? Oh, that's a bummer. I gotta thank you. Oh, here, maybe this'll do. There we go, got the St. Anne ticket. Been thinking about it, though. That cruise ship, the SS Anne, is in Vermilion City. I heard there's lots of trainers on board, too. They invited me to the party, but I can't stand fancy do's. Why don't you go instead of me? Go on, have a good time. Alright. Pokemon TF gone wrong. I mean, I wasn't going to say it. At least not right away. Bill's favorite Pokemon list. Let's have a look. Obviously, there's Eevee. There's Booster. There's Thunder. And there's Showers. Hey guys, did you not? Never mind. Nope. That's why I'm here. What? That just for the TF? Val, you break my heart bleeds. You've wounded me. You've wounded me. How could you do this to me? Okay, so now the way is open. And at long last, we can technically get our first member. Our first our first, party member. It's probably not going to be the best for Misty, but it's one that I want to have for the party at the very least, because, well, you'll see the sort of method I'm going for, I hope. You rockets must be trying to dig their way into no good, Badumtish. Miserable rockets, look what they've done to my hoose. They stole here from teaching Pokemon to dig holes and use it on manicure or Sandshrew. Cost me a bundle, it did. Look at this server screen. Alright, let's see. Are you seriously going to try and, mechanic lawyer me on this? Failed to see the toggle used in the Pokemon's already succeeded, how will system progressed. Noivern, I can't believe you'd vandalized Bulbapedia just for that. Go back and fix it. I'm warning you. I'll never battle you again if you don't. Can't fix what isn't broken. Well, it's still the mess that you made. You should be the one to go fix it. Assuming you do want to battle me again at some point. Can't believe you're so petty, Noivern. Jeez. Okay, Hypno. This battle me and fly readily. No. No. You know that's not possible. Yeah, I could just quickly get rid of, what are we gonna call this one? Because I feel as though I called these ones Jimmy's far too often, so, I feel as though I could very easily just resort to calling this guy Gary Glitter, but I feel that's a little bit too obvious. A little bit too in poor taste. But then again, I suppose calling each and every Hypno I come across essentially Jimmy Savile probably isn't all that in good taste either. What do y'all reckon? There we go, actually waking up on turn 2. For once. For once, the small guy wins. Also, can you stop? Please, please! I'm trying to progress here. Wow, actually getting quite lucky on rolling out of sleep. For once. I'm not usually this quick to get out of sleep. Yeah, get out of here, you. Sick of looking at you. Should have taught Snort to Vel. I don't have access... no, I'm just not gonna rise to the bait. I know you're just trying to bait me. Anyways, first team member, here we come. You have a Nidoran? You want to trade it for my Nidoran? Yes, I do. Sent to Sage? I can't believe it. My Nidoran's going to fund the Robotnik war effort. Well, at least I get the better Nidoran in the process. For the power of the wireless adapter. Remember those? I still have mine, actually. Mr. Nido, welcome to the party! So, once... Okay, it's still level 17. It comes with a tiny mushroom. That's... how nice. Here's a Pokemon trainer, for example, you can read Sweet Scent to Parasect. I think you can use Sweet from... I'm fairly certain you can just get that from Bulbapedia, though. Or Blissey Dex. Anyways, I'm gonna go heal up, and then, I think given the time, I'm just gonna go and get my second party member. After that, we're unfortunately going to have to go all the way to Vermilion. Because I think you already have an idea as to how this is going to go. Only question is, what proof do I have that Bulbapedia didn't copy me? Just simple logic. Logic is all I need. Anyways, I'm not certain as to whether or not I want to, actually, I should probably just use the rare candy on Mr. Nidorino so I can immediately get Nidorino. Level 18. There we go. Get Nidorino. Yeah, I'm not certain as to whether or not I want to evolve this into Nidoking right away, because, mostly just because I feel it's going to be detrimental against Misty. Or Kazumi. Whatever. Mr. Nido evolved into Nidorino. Warning is was elevated to level 18. Gotta have those specifics. Yeah, I'm fairly certain the sort of nature and IVs in this one are already sort of set in stone. Okay, so it comes with, well, focus energy. That's already a plus. And basically all the stuff I would have wanted on Nidoran anyway for this. You know, mostly just for coverage. Actually, now that I think about it, I should probably just teach this one Dig right away. Because I was planning on teaching it Dig anyway. Mostly for later. Let's see, I'm going to get rid of... Ooh. Double kick, I think. There we go. We got Dig. This is too soon. It's too soon just to get a Dugtrio. I don't plan on getting a Dugtrio. I already told you, my team is already planned out to the letter. And Dugtrio just isn't a part of it. I mean, sure, I'll get a Dugtrio on this save file, but it's not going to be one that I use for my team. Silly Noivern. Also find it kind of weird that the Underground Path uses the Route 1 theme. Especially considering it's supposed to be, like, dark. Though I am sort of reminded a fair bit more now of, the sort of underground sort of, areas in the sort of train station I went to in Japan, where it's, like, just sprawls out into this massive, like, essentially shopping center, with just underground, there's just all these different stores. He fucking sucks because I'm not in it. Well, Noivern isn't in Pokemon Leaf Green, is he? That's on you. Okay, it's neat that we can just casually find Pidgeys here. Zubat is? Yeah, but I'm not using Zubat either. You want to talk to it? No, I want to go to Vermilion City. Well, fortunately, I technically speaking only have to fight one tree in order to get through. Mostly just here to gain a little bit of experience and then save it for my actual teammates. Well, the actual teammate is going to be replacing Spearow. There is a reason why I've specifically gone for always. You know, maybe I should actually start using Fury Attack a little bit more. Let's see how it goes. And of course it misses. Because I can't have nice things in this game. There we go, lovely. Lovely jubbly. Now that's what I want to see. You know, just Poison Sting it. I know Poison Sting kind of sucks as a move, but, well, it's the same type of attack bonus, so I'm just gonna take what I can get. At least for now. I have, ideas for other moves to put on, Nidorino here when the time comes. Yeah, again, with the color palette and the music, just something about this game compared to Ruby Sapphire, I always found somewhat off-putting. Like, there was something more, nefarious at work. I don't think it was quite as... I don't want to say this whole game feels a lot more liminal compared to Ruby Sapphire, because I'm not sure if that's necessarily the case, though I can kind of see it. And once again, you see the benefits of using trade Pokemon. Increased EXP. Well, here we are, finally, Vermilion City. Just gotta remember to go into the correct door. This isn't the correct room. This isn't the correct house. I think it was this one. There you are. And now, introducing our second party member. You know him, you hate him. You only usually get him just to fill the Pokédex. Yeah. We're actually using Chiding, the worst flying type in the game. I think you can see my methodology here. Because I've never actually used that many sort of, Pokemon you get in the trades here. I don't think anybody actually uses these, like, in a serious manner, so I wanted to give it a try. So I think you can sort of expect, what we're gonna be getting us. Oh, okay, Adamant Nature, that's pretty good. Kenai, that's also pretty good. Peck, Fury Attack. Jeez, I forgot how weak Fury Attack is. It's redonkulous. Really bad. Also, I'm just going to be keeping the stick on Farfetch'd, obviously. Squeal's cute when he... Well, technically speaking, Seal is a Pokemon I can get for my team. More than 100 Pokemon. I'm very fussy when it comes to Pokemon, I sure am. So, you come to hear about my... Come to visit here about my Pokemon? Good, listen up, my favorite Rapidash. It's cute, lovely, smart, plus amazing. You think so? Oh yes, stunning, kindly, love it. Hug it when sleeping, warm and cuddly, spectacular, ravishing. Oops, look at the time, I kept you too long. When you have... There we go, get the bike voucher. I don't think I want to hear you ramble on about your horse any longer, sir. Favorite Vero will fly me anywhere I need to go, so I have no need for a bicycle. Man wants to do things to his... I wasn't gonna say it. Let's all listen politely to other trainers. This is a safe space for all Pokemon fans, apparently. Also, just noticed, is it just me, or does that poster look... Poster looks like it has a shine sprite on it. Just a very flattened shine sprite. Don't you want to hear about his horse? It's amazing. Give it a lick. It features twice just that one. Play Mark of Sunshine. I already did, Val. It's too early for me to do it again. You know this. So, only question now. Given I've basically gotten all the teammates that I wanted, the main question I have at the moment is, should I continue and try to fight Misty, or just end the stream for the time being so I can get... Oh, hey, it's Mouth. Hey, Mouth. How you doing? Have a look at my Farfetch'd. It has the power to level up quickly compared to various other Pokemon. What do you think of that? Here we go, got Mouth. This is just gonna be for the Pokédex, mind you. Nyan. Door of round objects. The wordless estates on a nightly basis looking for the drop loose change. I can make some commentary on that, but I don't think I should. Lazy bum. So yeah, do you reckon this is a good place to leave off for the time being, or should I just try to soldier on a little bit? I also feel that, well, I'm sort of conflicted at the moment as to whether or not I want to keep Ivysaur and Pikachu on the team at the moment, because they're not necessarily part of the plan, but again, they'd be very useful against Misty. So try to challenge Misty, so... Do you reckon I should keep Ivysaur and Pikachu on the team for the time being, or just take them off? I mean, I'm mostly asking for sort of challenge sake. I mean, obviously, if we're going for just for fun, I'd keep them both on, so... What are we thinking here? Challenge or fun? Let me just bring the Biciclette up to the top here. There we go. Self-preservation is reasonable. Okay, fair enough, fair enough. I mean, the answer was kind of obvious. Given the Misty, this game has an emphasis on variety of Pokemon usage. Well, yeah, but unlike Vanguard, you actually get to keep one team for the whole game, as opposed to having to throw them away constantly. Let's go with 5 of these. Get myself some lovely potions. Crazy how cheap antidotes seem to be. Yeah, I think that'll do. That'll do. Alright then. Misty time. The tomboyish mermaid. Traded too? Collecting, battling, and stuff life, isn't it? I can imagine that's a Misty had an effect of a lot of kids back in the 90s. Including me. Yo, Gem of the Maker, let me give you some advice. Leader Misty is a pro, uses the water type Pokemon. You train all the water using grass types, or you might use electric types and sap them. I'm going to fight all the trainers here, mostly so I can get experience for Chiding. Let's go. Splash, I'm first up. Burp, 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 burp. Yeah, here he is just saying, look at his horsey's amazing. Do you think? Oh, no. I think we've already run into a bit of a problem. Nidoran, do you want to, have a gander at this horsey? Okay. Well, I suppose, that sort of answers my question. They're basically, unwilling to be used at the moment. I do definitely, appreciate this whole mechanic more, now that I think about it. You know, it just sort of balances out the trait evolutions where, sure, they, level up quicker, but, you better be careful not to level up too much, otherwise they're basically going to be unusable. Suppose it does make for a little bit more of an interesting stream, though, where you basically have the equivalent. I basically have the equivalent of 2 Charizards on my team. Whatever, I'm just gonna try and get more experience with Farfetch'd. I'm sure it will be fine. I'm not sure what it is, but looking at Pokemon like Shelter, I always feel as though Pokemon, specifically from Gen 1, always have this very sort of distinct design to them compared to the rest of the Pokemon in the series. We got some more overtly goofy designs like Shoulder here. It feels as though in the more later games you don't really tend to get that too often. Shadow has a unique look for me, Cloyster. Well, yeah, but Cloyster, we don't talk about Cloyster as much, for reasons. Let's have a look in terms of EXP. It's like, there you see. Look at that, look at that. There's like 2 battles and already Chiding's gonna be, soaring away. But you, I'm more than good enough for you. Misty won't have to be bothered. What reasons? Well, have you seen what a Cloyster looks like? Leave it up to your imagination. And now I just need to completely eviscerate this Goldeen. Yeah, he's cool. Yeah. Okay, Cloyster is kind of cool. Especially with Shell Smash. I trust him with my taxes. Well, that's certainly a direction I wasn't expecting with regards to Cloyster, to be honest. Alright, you know what? Let's go gambling. Let's go gambling. Quick attack. Quick attack, Pikachu. Quick attack. Damn it. Damn, that was a lot. Okay, Chiding, let's see if you can take out a single Goldeen. Do whatever. You can do it, Chiding. You don't even have to use... Oh, I actually listened for once. Nice. Just like that, level 17. Glorious.
Overwhelm me.
Okay, time to go heal Pikachu, and perhaps you expanded your flotation device, you have better odds defeating her. Hey, hey, hey! I don't need any help floating, alright? Okie doke. Time for the fight with Misty. I always was quite fond of Misty, to be honest, though unfortunately it was one of those cases where I feel as though... Ooh, pick up, what we got? We got Chesto, very nice. I feel I would have been more fond of May in the anime, assuming that I actually had the chance to watch more of the Pokemon Advanced anime back in the day. But nope, all I got was the movies.
Hi, you're a new face. Only those trainers have a policy about Pokemon can turn pro. What's your approach when you catch and train Pokemon? My policy is an all-offensive with water-type Pokemon.
Well, this is certainly an outfit for Misty, am I right? And starting off with Staryu. Alright, let's see what you can do, Farfetch'd. I have a lot of faith in you. Get a lot of crits. Okay, yeah, it looks as though he's taking this more seriously. I think it's more so the case that they seem to be... Oh. I spoke too soon. I was gonna say, they seem to be more cooperative against stronger opponents. But, that obviously doesn't seem to be the case. Oh, there comes the waterfalls. Come on, Chiding, you can... Pretended not to notice. Oh, damn. Looks like, kind of ironic. I got the stick, which means that, that Farfetch should be doing more crits, and yet Farfetch gets critted instead. Okay, goodbye, Staryu. Suck on that flapple. Level 19. Okay. I kind of forgot I didn't actually have the battle style set to, set. I probably should do that once this fight is over. Anyways, go back in, Pikachu. Time to face off against her incredibly terrifying Starmie. It's one thing that's, sort of been pointed out to me. It feels as though the sort of, early, Oh, it also has Swift. Yeah, it feels as though the earlier gyms have a tendency to have some of the more tough fights in regards to the sort of available Pokemon. I mean, obviously, Miltank with Whitney is the obvious one, which people tend to point out, but the fact that Misty, the second gym leader, has a Starmie is pretty nuts. It's like, this is like one of the best Water and Psychic-type Pokemon in the game, and it's given to the second gym leader. It's kind of nuts. I mean, obviously, I don't think it has any Psychic-type moves. I don't want to speak too soon, but it's just spamming Swift, so I'm led to assume it doesn't have any Psychic moves, and, yeah. That's Swift to the Pixel ability. Hush, Noivern, hush.
Wow, you're too much. All right, you can have the blue badge to show you beat me.
There we go, blue badge attained.
Makes all Pokemon up to level 30 obey. It includes even outsiders you got in trades. There's more, you can use cut at any time, even outside of battle. You cut down small trees to open new pathways. You notice I'm my favorite TM.
Which I'm not going to use, because I don't necessarily have any... I mean, maybe I could put it on, Nidoran.
You should use it on aquatic Pokemon.
Or, you know, I could just teach it to Persian. Anyways, Nidoking time. It may seem like a bit much to have a fully evolved Pokemon right off the bat, but honestly, I think it's worth it. Especially considering it's going to be quite useful for the next couple of gyms, I think. Do you have your story badge in the Tesla? Hard time funny. Nidoking this early? Yeah. I mean, It's not as though Nidorino necessarily gets any good moves worth keeping it as a Nidorino. Most of the good stuff that you can teach Nidoking mostly comes from TMs, so it's like, may as well. Horn Drill Yeah, but I'm not going to be teaching Horn Drill to Nidoking. And it gets Mega Horn just by... It still gets Mega Horn as Nidoking, so it's like, it's fine. It's fine. So with that, I think it's time we finally said goodbye to our previous party members, Pikavel and Longleat. They did a lot getting us this far, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to say goodbye to now. Don't worry, we haven't forgotten you. You have done us a great service getting us this far, but now it's time for the proper team to take over. So I'm probably gonna go away and level them up a little bit, so they're sort of on decent levels at the very least. There's a bunch of trainers that I didn't fight specifically for this reason, so I'll just go and fight those, and hopefully try not to level them too high over level 30. That would be kind of silly of me to do. So yeah, apologies if this one was also a little bit short. Hopefully next stream we do of this. It's going to be longer. It's going to have more focus on it, and we're going to get more done. And have more Pokemon to catch. Thank you for tuning in tonight, and apologies if on either stream that I did tonight it was kind of scuffed. I'll see you when I see you. Take care. Bye for now.